Billy Collins, and I'm mayor of the city of Grenada, Mississippi.
And I have the idea that you have served in that role for quite some time.
Since November of 2005.
And what drew you to want to be the mayor?
Well, Deborah, it goes back a long time. Back in the 70s, when I was in a small town of Duck Hill, Mississippi, serving as principal of the high school, I let the mayor talk me into being the city clerk. I'd had some math, had a lot of math in school, in college, and the city clerk was retiring, and the mayor talked me into being city clerk, and going to all the meetings and keeping records and keeping up with the money and all. I kind of got, along with my administrative background, being a principal, I just I loved working with those people, those council members, and then after moving to Grenada in 1976, about 1980, Grenada was kind of in a situation where I felt like they needed new leadership. And so I ran for the council. So to make the story short, I served on the city council from 1980 to 2004. So with all that background led me to run for mayor.
Wow, so you have been in public service for the city of Grenada for over 30 years.
Since 1976, that'll be what, 37 years.
So you have seen an enormous amount of this city's life. And what have you seen?
Grenada's changed. A lot of things have happened in our city over the past 30 years. If you want to talk about race and all, I was able to work with a majority Caucasian council, and then I had the opportunity of working with a majority Afro American council. So I've seen a change in the race, the makeup of our city. Grenada has gone from a majority white to a majority black council, and I think the thing that I most enjoy about our city and being a part of it is working in unity, working together, and I see that when I ran for mayor in 2005, that was the one thing that I said that I wanted to be a part of bringing this group of seven people together, and since 2005, I think probably 99% of the motions we've passed have been 7-0. So the meetings are professional, and I feel like that's been a real plus for our city, unity.
And if you could say anything to the citizens of Grenada without regard to sort of political impact, what would you want to say? Because, in other words, I'm not sure that improvement in functioning is broadly perceived in the community. And I think it would be really valuable if it were broadly perceived.
Well, I think we've not done a good job in communicating what we have in our city. I think that's where we need to improve on actually letting our people know what we really have. Most people in Grenada don't even know about our airport. You know, we have a wonderful airport. We have a lot of resources in our city, and we've got people here that live in our city that never go to the lake, but the golf course and all the many people that come from surrounding counties enjoy what we have, but yet we kind of take what we have for granted, and I think that's something we really, if I could say that as mayor, if I could, something that I want to improve on would be a better communication between government and the people, to let them know exactly what we have. Many don't even know that we opened a new, our fourth fire station last week. We got a rating of 4 on our the state rating on our fire department is 4, and there are only a few municipalities in the state that have even a 4. So there's a lot of things that our people don't really know. We need to communicate better.
So, what future dream would you have? What do you want to be achieving during your tenure as mayor? What would you like to see Grenada doing?
Well, the thing that I mentioned to the council, or one of the goal that I had for the council as we took office in 2008, 2012, was I only had one basic goal, and that was jobs, jobs, jobs. And I think that's what it's all about. we talk about keeping our young people here. We just need jobs. Now, we've gone through some very difficult times in the past months and years. Many of our people are leaving, have left our city and county and moved into larger cities looking for jobs, especially jobs that relate to the female population, educated females finding a real good job in Grenada. And I think that's the thing we've got to do is we've got to work together with our supervisors, with the chamber, with our economic development district, with the Greater Community Foundation. We've got to continue to bring jobs to our city. If you have a job, you can buy an automobile and a home. The American dream will occur, but if you don't have a job, then it's sad. And so, I think that's the thing that I want to see happen is Grenada continue to grow, bringing more and better jobs for our citizens.
Well, I know that there's a subject near and dear to your heart that relates to the attraction of jobs, which is the subject of education. And I have seen your face when you've been working on some of our early childhood initiatives. Tell us how you think about the educational resources that are available in Grenada.
That's probably our greatest resource, and I'm glad to have been a part of that. I'm glad you asked, because I spent 40 years in K-12 public education, and I think the key to any community is the educational system that's there. People, parents that have children, you want the very best for your children, and I'm glad to have been a part of our system here in Grenada. I can remember in 1976 when I came to Grenada, we had the schools were run down, no air conditioning, and as a result of some hard work and the people trusting in the administration, we were able to pass bond issues, and as a result of that, you can see what we have now. We have, I think, one of the top educational K-12 educational systems in the whole state of Mississippi. New buildings, and I always heard you build new buildings and they'll come. That really happened. We had people from all of our surrounding counties wanting to cross the county line to come to our school system, and I'm glad to have been a part of that. I'm glad to have been in charge of facilities at the time and to see all the new buildings going up and to be a part of that and the planning and going to Tennessee and Georgia and looking at what they had and being able to take staff with us and a collaborative effort, and that's what we've got today. And I'm proud to have been a part of it.
Well, and for the uninitiated, we might want to point out that school system has won certain prizes.
It has. I can remember when we were building, it's amazing when you go back and look at, I remember Eloise Patera, who's a retired lady now, that came to me when we were building the elementary school and says, I want us to build a museum. I want us to build a kidseum. And I said, what? She said, a museum. So before we constructed the building, we went to Memphis to look at the kidseum in Memphis. We looked and I saw children and I saw them interacting with each other and the different hands-on activities. And I came back and I told our superintendent what she had suggested, and of course he was like me. So we took him up there and showed him, and we came back and I said, and so what it came down to was, if we've got enough money, we can work it in, we'll do it. And it's amazing how everything works out. We constructed the building or planned the building with the architect, set aside a large room for a kidseum, and if anything was going to get left out, it would be the kidseum. And so the architect said after we did the financial part of it, he estimated the building to cost $47 a square foot. It's amazing how I remember this. Guess what it came when we bid the school? Guess what it came in? $47 a square foot. So it was meant to be. It was meant to be, and that's been a hands-on. It's been really good for us. Grenada School System has won numerous awards. Of course, you know that the elementary school was Grenada Elementary School certainly won the Newsweek Award. I think it's won other awards that over the past years. Our upper elementary, we also put a science, math and science lab in that building. Our band, our Grenada High School band program has won. I could probably sit here all day and tell you about the awards that they've won. They've won numerous awards at marching and all kinds of festivals all over the United States. Band is known as it's been known as one of the better bands in the whole country, and so and that reaches a lot of students. Our band program starts in the 6th grade with probably a couple of hundred students, and 6th, 7th, 8th, and it goes on to the high school, and then we have over 200 students in the high school band. So our music program reaches a lot of our students. We believe in the fine arts in our school system, and it's really made a difference. Athletic program, we've done well in athletic program. We've been recognized in softball. The girls softball has won the state championship. I know 2 years in a row. They've played in the state playoffs.
Well, and of course, one of the wonderful things that benefits students in Grenada is the ability to move forward into Holmes Community College, and with the possibility of getting a 4-year degree from Ole Miss.
Holmes Community College certainly is an asset, and of course, having the University of Mississippi here on campus is certainly an asset to our city and county. That too, we find ourselves taking that for granted because Holmes has been here for a number of years. But a little history behind the Holmes Community College. I was on the city council when Holmes was considering Grenada campus here, and it came down. It came down between there was 2 cities in the state that were vying for the Holmes Community College campus. That was Winona, and the other was Grenada. And I know since I went to Holmes 2 years, I was sent down as a member of the city council by the mayor, Mayor L.D. Boone at that time, to try to have some input into me being educated in Montgomery County and living in Grenada County, is to try to tell the board down there which county I prefer. And it kind of put me in a tough situation. But to make the story short, the president of the college, Dr. Thorne, asked the board to hire a consultant. That consultant was to do research and determine whether the Holmes Community College facility would be placed in Grenada or Winona. And it came back that Grenada was the place was chosen, and basically because of the financial ability of our city, the industrial base, the financial base of our city and county certainly exceeded Montgomery County, and that's basically why we have Holmes. And I was on the city council also when we were getting UDAG money from my paper mill. And guess what? We bought that land out there. The city did, where Holmes is now. We actually, City of Grenada, I was a part of, and along with the city council and mayor, and purchasing the land. Not only did we purchase the land, but we purchased an additional 10 acres. And I remember the price, $250,000, $25,000 an acre, because a lot of people in Grenada gave us a hard time of spending money for that extra land. And look, it's paid off. I remember Mayor Boone, who's passed on now, had said that he hoped that one of these days we'd have a 4-year university here in Grenada. And at that time, I thought he was absolutely out of his mind. And now, look what happened. Look what has happened. We have a community college along with you can get a 4-year degree out there and go on and actually get a master's or specialist. So I'm thrilled to have been a part of that college. I really am. I've seen it from the purchasing of the land to the building of the buildings and the financing of it, and then having I think maybe 3 of my 4 daughters to go out, and I will say this: my number 4 daughter went out there 2 years and was a member of Phi Theta Kappa. And as a result of that, she went to Delta State, got a teaching degree. It didn't cost me anything. She got a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. So that tells you what I think of Phi Theta Kappa and what they're doing out there. She was a good student, and she's now one of our teachers in the school here. She's a She got a master's degree. She's a master teacher, and she's teaching gifted education in the second and third grade at the new elementary school. So Holmes is special to me.
Now let's move to a subject, because I think it fits with Holmes. It's near and dear to your heart and mine, which is that one of the symptoms of potential or symbols of change in Grenada is movement toward downtown. So, and Holmes has actually been talking about having a presence downtown. How do you see what could happen downtown? Do you have a dream or a vision in your mind?
I can remember when downtown was a thriving, growing up as a youngster, going to the movies downtown. Everybody came downtown, and of course, when the interstate was built and everybody wanted to go to the interstate, I saw empty buildings occurring, and I want to see it. I want to see downtown revitalized. That's the thing that I'd like to see happen in the next few years of my tenure as mayor. I don't. We've got some buildings that need to be occupied. We need renovation. I certainly would like. I think that I've looked around. I'd like to see people living downtown. I think all of our second floors of our buildings. I think that's a key, is to, if we can get the landowners to renovate, especially the second floor, to bring people. If people live downtown, then I think they'll shop downtown. They'll stay downtown. So I think that's going to be a key. And the color, we need a colorful downtown, different colors, And I think we probably need to, I've mentioned this to the council, we've looked at it, is we need to start with City Hall first. We need to take the metal off of City Hall. We need to renovate City Hall, the outside of City Hall. We need to take the first step, and we've actually looked at that. We just not done anything about it yet. I'm supportive in the downtown revitalization process, and I've talked to the city council. I brought it up to them. We have it in the budget. I've done everything I know to do within my power to get them to move on revitalization, and hopefully that's going to occur.